Hello everyone, this is Ron with Sand Car Services, and I'm working on that sand limo that I posted yesterday that I'm doing the his preseason on, because his first outing is next weekend. And different shops do things differently. I'm going to do a walkthrough real quick on the fuel system on one of the things that I do, especially if it's a car that I've never seen before, like this one. And these are the things we want to look for. If you've got these Aeromotive filters, right? There's this is the actual post pump filter system here. So it actually has a high pressure cartridge. And then you have the metal screen filter, which is the pre-pump filter, which protects the filter. And I'll kind of show you here in just a second. Let's just do it right now. Let me zoom in for you. You see all that debris right there? Okay, that's before the fuel pump. That came out of the fuel tank. I'll zoom out just a little bit, right? And it's nothing to be alarmed about. I mean, the fuel pump manufactures metal, which is why we have fuel filters in the system to begin with. Stuff can get in the tank from filling the car, repairs, if somebody's had to drill and tap a tank, put a bung fitting in it or something. I mean, there's lots of reasons for it. But the filter itself is not really full of stuff. There's like a lot of little debris in it, but nothing major. It's not plugged up at all. So I'm not concerned with this. However, to show you the difference between the pre-filter and the post-filter, if you look at the post-filter housing, it's clean inside, right? And the whole idea of this filter is to not let that get past that, so that it gets into your injectors. So I think I had talked about a car I did recently where there was no post fuel filter. It went from it had a pre-filter into the pump, and then it just came out of the pump, went straight into the injectors, which meant everything that the fuel pump, the metal debris that it creates as it's spinning, went straight into the injection system. And fortunately, he didn't lock up an injector. We did install the filter for him. So on this, one of the other things you want to look for is when you pull these apart, don't just unscrew the lid and change the filter. Each one of these fittings that you have that screws onto the end of this has an O-ring on it. Look at these O-rings. Look how they're like not even round anymore. See that? How they got that big concave in it? As they get older, they stop swelling to the point where they can actually seal properly. So it's a really good idea to just go ahead and buy these. I give a shout out to Dave up at CarTech. He's the one that supplied me with all this yesterday. So we've got new seals for both of the Dash 10 fittings and this new seal for the housing. I'm going to flush all of this stuff with cleaner. Same as this one here, and the O-rings on it are the same. If you take a look at this, they're hammered. They're supposed to look like that. So the O-ring on the actual housing wasn't too bad, but it's pretty dry. So we're putting a new one of those on, and we'll get all this cleaned up. Here's the old fuel filter. Not a lot of trash in it, but definitely dark, so we're going to put a nice new element in there for them. And then this one is a cleanable. And then that fuel leak that I was talking about on the video ended up being that, hold on, it wants to get my generator. Ended up being a little hole that rubbed in the frame right there on the hose. So I have the products in hand to build us a new hose with Dash 8 fittings on it. And we'll get that back up and running for him so that he doesn't catch fire when he's in the dunes. And that's what the pre-season or even prep, pre-trip prep is probably the best word, because a lot of times you want to look over the stuff every time you take your car out, not taking it apart, but just looking at it to see if it leaks. So anyway, that's my my tip of the day. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video so far, and I'll continue to shoot them and post them up, and hopefully this will help people out.